us.
Yeah, so this DDD is actually the one that upset Big Meme. Not too long ago.
Oh, yeah. So I heard about that, and that's crazy. So the thing about Big Meme is that he was actually 4th yesterday at the Arcadian down in San Luis Obispo. So we seeded him relatively high, and Spork actually upset him in round 1. So this is going to be really interesting to see.
Yes. DDD is like a character that if you don't know the matchup, it's like he can just run all over you. I think Stefan died to like a dash attack on ledge, and he died to like Gordo. So oh,
It's just, if you don't know the setups, like, you can definitely get mollywopped by this character. They just have so many cool things that they can do, and it's like, it's really interesting to see how DDD players play, because it's always about the setup game.
And we were talking about Nachos specifically against this DDD. We think that Ivysaur would probably be her best bet because using Ivysaur a lot, that is. Big hurt boxes, or big hitboxes rather, and DDD has such a big hurt box that Ivysaur can just kind of throw out a move, and it most of the time will hit DDD.
Yeah, I can definitely see where that goes. Oh my goodness! I'm so glad that shield didn't get broken, but yeah, NachosdaDog definitely gonna be wary about stuff like that. And one of the big strengths of DDD is that he just has so many setups at the ledge that it's so precarious to try and get away from that. But he's gonna be able to take that first stock with the Gordo, just as we were talking about.
Oh, the Nair actually hit DDD and then backhand hit the Gordo. That was insane.
It's one of those things where the Gordos can be pretty vicarious, I have to say. But at the same time, if you know how to handle them, kind of like that, then you kind of get a little bit of an advantage over DDD. You can kind of use his weapons against him.
And that's what I was talking about with DDD's huge hurt box and Ivysaur's like big hitboxes. He can kind of throw out up airs when DDD's landing, and most of the time they're going to hit DDD.
Yeah, like that. I even think she got that last up air from the extended hitbox from the Gordo. And like, literally 3 up airs in that last sequence, and DDD's all the way up at 77%. We're switching to Charizard now for this second stock right here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the Charizard pick. I was liking what Ivysaur was doing, but I think she just wanted to do that to get at a disadvantage maybe.
The one thing that you really like to see about Pokemon trainers in general is that you want to see how they set up switching between each Pokemon. Because then once you start figuring out when they want to switch, that's when you start figuring out like their preferences, what they want to do in the neutral. And like right now, I feel like Spork is definitely more comfortable against the Charizard than say the Ivysaur or the Squirtle. But that could just be me. I don't know Spork's backstory. I don't know where he's from.
I think he's from Slow, actually.
Oh, he's from Slow?
I think.
What the? Why wasn't he at the Arcadian yesterday?
Maybe Santa Maria. He teamed with a slow person in doubles.
Interesting. Well, either way, we're going to be going into this third stock. Potentially the last stock of Game 1.
Yeah, he's kind of running over Nachos. He's comboing all the Pokemon in.
Oh, okay.
He wanted something crazy.
He wanted something crazy. It turned out to be a little bit lackluster, but it all worked out because he got the 2 stock on Nachos.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Spork, man. I want to say... Yeah, no worries. I'd say the big thing that Nachos has to do going into this next game, she's got to slow it down.
Yeah. Spork kind of like took control of the match and never let it go. Nachos was kind of trying to fight at a disadvantage when she probably was better off trying to reset the neutral.
And you kind of saw in the second stock, it felt like she had something going on once she started getting all those up air combos with Ivysaur. But then Spork just kind of retaliated back, and then, you know, the first game kind of spoke for itself. But really the big thing here is just making sure that Spork doesn't get momentum going into this second game. We're going into FD. No platforms that you have to deal with. Everything's nice and flat. The Gordos are probably going to be a little bit easier to deal with just because their trajectory is going to be a little bit more linear, but we'll see how it goes.
I'm not sure about this pick from Nachos, though. It will make the Gordos a lot easier to combat and easier to hit, but her main problem in that game wasn't dealing with the Gordos, it was getting at a disadvantage. And when you're a Pokemon trainer on FD, you don't really have area to run away from DDD. He's going to be able to place a hitbox right where you land.
Yeah, I feel that. There are, of course, disadvantages if you pick a flash stage like FD, where it's just like, sure, there's not many places to retreat, But the converse is that your opponent has to deal with that too. The parry into the back throw. Hello. All right, well, she's definitely a little bit more comfortable going into the second game, that's for sure.
Ooh, I like the down throw forward air. That was really good from Spork, getting her off stage there.
Yeah, and good thing on Spork on his part, because I saw him hesitating a little bit when he was going for the double jump off stage. If he did that, then he would have gotten hit by that down air from Ivysaur.
Good roll read there by Nachos. Putting on an up smash exactly where Spork was going to roll.
Classic Charizard stuff, just always waiting for that roll in just to see if they'll be able to get the up smash. So good stuff on Nachos' part. Ooh, actually able to read the jump coming out of shield. He gets it with a forward air. Ooh, and this is what we saw kind of in the first game. Spork kind of gets advantage, or he just takes control at the ledge, and it feels like Nachos doesn't really know where to go.
Yeah.
That did 39. Hello?
That was the side B hit into the Gordo. And I think the side B hit of the hammer does like 15 or something. It's really, really dumb.
Wow, I do not like that. But I'm sure Spork's loving it right now. He's got Nachos at 96% unanswered.
Did Nachos like just respawn?
Yeah,
like,
she just respawned.
Where did all this percent come from? Did she spawn at 50?
I don't know, man. We might have to look at the settings on the Switch right after this one.
Ooh,
but until then,
shout out to 0.9.
No, no.
1.1.
We don't talk about that.
Was it at the mum? 1.1.
Yeah, but what we are going to talk about is this second game where Nachos is potentially on her last stock. I don't know if this is a losers match. I think this is still winners. So
Spork upset Big Me. I don't know if she's played a second or a match since that.
Yeah, I want to say she won her last match. I believe it was a Pokemon mirror actually.
Ooh.
So that was interesting. But no Pokemon mirrors here. We got one Charizard and one DDD. And we'll see. She's battling for her winner's bracket life. That up air might help a little bit.
Ooh, try to get another up smash there, but Spork was able to place a back air and counter the up smash.
All right. Oh, this is gonna be. Oh, never mind. I thought that was gonna be a regrab, but of course you get hit by that. You get hit by the Ember, or the flamethrower, I should say. It technically count. It doesn't count as a regrab, but we're not gonna have much time for logistics because Spork takes 2 over Nachos. 2 stocks.
Yeah, that was